Aho, brothers of the axe, it's Joe. I'm out here on my parents' property today in New Jersey, not in the King's Wood. And today starts the testing of the bit and bark Dingo Pup Mini Tasmanian. So there's some work to be done on the property here today. We're going to take down this tree right here. We've got a couple trees that need to come down. In the background here, there's a pretty sizable oak tree that's got to come down. But before we can get to that, this little guy's got to come down here, and then this even smaller guy's got to come down too. So these two I think are perfect for the Dingo Pup. And this will be the first time that I've sunk this thing in the wood. So these will be my initial impressions as far as using this axe. But again, for anybody that didn't watch the unboxing, this is a 3.5 pound mini Tasmanian do-it-all axe. So you could see it's got a pretty aggressive splitting profile, real thick wedgy profile, but still a 20-degree grind on it. So it should chop really, really well. All right, so it took that little sapling down easy enough, but this will be the first time I'm really sinking this thing into some hardwood here. It bites. All right, so I'm in a little bit of a precarious spot here because I got this tree behind me. So I've got to kind of shorten up my swing a little bit. Oh, here's a beer bottle from probably when I was 16 years old. She's getting ready to go. There she goes. Nice. Very nice. Well, it'll fell a tree. Nice clean cuts. Beautifully sharp edge on this thing. And despite the wedgy profile, it really does bite very well. So let's see if we can't buck this up a little bit. I gotta say, this thing really bites. And I'm not putting brute force into this. Now this is a 3.5 pound head, so a normal Tasmanian is usually in the realm of 4 or 4.5 pounds. So in the grand scheme of things, this is lighter for a Tassie. I don't want to put this thing in the ground. So we're halfway through a 6-inch log in 8 swings. I mean, that's pretty impressive, guys. Especially for something with a wedgy profile like this. Now, this is some good old hardwood too, guys. This is, I believe, red oak. Oh, God, dude. Okay. So we see that it chops pretty well, but god damn does this thing split. This is dense red oak. I'm not putting a ton of effort into splitting these, guys. That's something. That's something right there. Yeah, this is quite an impressive little axe here. The balance on this Hoffman 28 straight is very, very impressive. It's really lets you just kind of, give a little sort of flick of the wrist there to get some good head speed. You don't have to put your whole body into lifting this thing up and really driving through with a ton of authority. The head weight is substantial enough to do a lot of the work for you. Yeah, this thing says not what not. So the whole driving force between this axe is it's a sort of a one tool option, keeping the cab of your truck in the back of your four-wheeler, I mean your 4x4, and just have it be the do-it-all, sort of off-grid, you know, one axe to rule them all kind of thing. And you know, even just with some initial testing here, I gotta say I can see the vision here, and I already think that this is executed pretty well. All right, so we'll try this out on some oak rounds here, and we'll just go straight down the middle. I'll just kind of pie it up. So this is some stringy red oak here. And again, just letting the weight of the axe do the work here. Really not trying to put a whole ton of ass behind it. Just a pleasure to use. Made short work of this this oak, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, this thing is a very efficient splitter. I'm actually surprised at how well it chopped. For as good as a splitter it is, that thing chopped phenomenally well. But the wedginess of this thing really sends these rounds flying. Go. If you had this axe, I wouldn't necessarily think you would need a dedicated felling axe. I think you'd be pretty hard pressed to find a situation where you'd need something more than this for a splitter. And as far as just something to keep in the truck, something that you can take camping, something for emergency situations, if you're into the whole preparedness thing, something for like a bug out bag kind of scenario, this will do the job. Even when the axe is good and buried like this, all it takes is just a little wrap in there to get it unstuck. I've had thinner ground, jerseys and things like that, where if when you bury it in a piece of wet oak like this, you literally have to sit there for a minute to try to get that thing unstuck. Not having to do a ton of work here, guys, either. Not having to put a ton of force into splitting this oak. Just easy swings. Not quite. Just letting the weight of the head do the work here. So with minimal effort, in a short amount of time, the Dingo Pup was able to split up a pretty decent amount of red oak here, guys. Alright guys, so in an effort to save a little bit of time, I just got a chainsaw out and bucked up the rest of this tree. Tell you what, it likes to split, especially like this. Just want to emphasize, like, minimal effort. Just picking the head up and putting it down. And this thing is really splitting very well. Knotty sections of oak here. These are some knotty Lawrences, Kevin. Dingo Pup leaves a wake of split wood wherever it goes. And on sections of this clear grain here, like, we'll do no power whatsoever. And again, there's some knots in this stuff. This is not easy wood to split. I mean, it's not the world's most difficult wood here, but I mean, you know, not throwing this thing a freaking meatball by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, there's all kinds of crazy bugs in this tree. I took the remainder of the stump down too, and there was just all kinds of crazy bug activity going on in this tree. Whoa, look at the critters in here. I'm guessing these are like termites or something. They will be sacrificed to the fire. Oh yeah, look at that knot. Dingo Pup don't care. How about we try to go right through that knot? Oh, Dingo Pup, you crazy. Boom. And just like that, guys, got another big old pile of firewood. The pup. The Dingo Pup. All right, guys, so I'm back out here again with the Dingo Pup, and I'm testing out a new mic setup, which apparently was not working when I made this first buck here. So I'm not thrilled about that. We'll still put the footage in. But anyways, hopefully this one goes a little better. So do another section of tree here and maybe give some closing some closing thoughts. So just nice, easy swings, guys. Letting this 3.5 pound head do the work. These chips, guys. It's a freaking splitting axe. As we're gonna see. This is what this axe is made for, guys. Bucking and splitting one piece of timber. You don't need to carry 2 axes with this guy. So guys, my time with the prototype Dingo Pup here is coming to a close. It's going to be moving on to its next tester. And what are my thoughts? Well, my thoughts are overwhelmingly positive. I think this axe does everything that Kevin had set out to design it to do very well. The idea of this axe was not to be a specialized axe. It was not designed to be a crazy chopping monster. It was not designed to be a splitter. It was designed to do basically any task you could throw at it above average, and I think in that regard it definitely excels. The balance of it is very nice. The handle length is perfect. I wouldn't want it any longer than this. The geometry on this axe is very special and very unique. Like I said, this axe does not do one thing extraordinarily well, but it does all things above average. And I think that was supposed to be the genesis of this design, and like I said, it excels for what it is. But yeah, get on the list, guys. I know he's doing runs of 10, and I think the first run is basically already spoken for. So some key takeaways on this thing. The geometry of it makes it so that it does not stick. Only maybe once or twice in my testing with this axe did I ever have to put even a remote amount of work in getting it unstuck. And when it comes to like calorie expenditure, when you're chopping and splitting and just working with an axe, a lot of times wrestling with a stuck axe is really where you get exhausted. And like I said, the balance on this allows you to just nice, easy swings. You could put power behind them if you want, but you certainly don't need to put a ton of force into making this axe do what you want to do. Incredible splitter for a 3.5 pound. I do not know of another 3.5 pound axe that could split as well as this thing. I had bought a 5 pound rafting pattern down with me when I was splitting some firewood last weekend, and this thing was keeping up with an axe that's 1.5 pounds heavier. So the other interesting thing too is unlike a normal Tasmanian that has very little pole, this has quite a big pole. So this is sort of a Kevin didn't coin this term, but I'm going to use a term like sort of an American Tasmanian pattern, if you will. It's definitely a modified Tassie. It's got a lot of pole on it, and I think that's kind of what helps the balance be pretty special and unique. So once again, just to wrap up, guys, highly recommend the Dingo Pup. It's got the Mill Creek Axe Shack stamp of approval for sure. Not sure how much that means to you guys, but I'm enjoying it. I'm on the list. Mine is going to be featured on this channel very heavily in the future. So with that said, guys, get in line and support Kevin. Support the Brothers of the Axe, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody's support. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the subs. And until next time, guys, keep the axe waxed. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.